Hello, and my name is Abigail Rutherford, and I will be sharing my presentation on macro planning. So my target population is parents of elementary school students as well as elementary school students ages 12 and under in the Davis County area in Utah. This is currently where I work, so this is a population that I'm very connected to and would like to see them succeed. A story that I would like to bring up is the story of Izzy Ticknor. She is a 10-year-old girl who is on the spectrum who committed suicide last November because of bullying and her school's lack of action. And this is a story that was so big in Utah that it actually has brought up a lot of feelings and a lot of plans put in place to decrease these bullying incidents, as well as plans of suicide prevention, sorry. But I would like to look at this in a different perspective and kind of look at it through the parents and see what we can improve as parents to better help our children become more resilient and as well as teach them qualities that are important to being a good person. So within the last 10 years, deaths of suicide as well as attempts of suicide have increased in children 12 and under, and that is clearly not good. And I think that they will only increase if we don't do something very quickly. Most suicides actually happen are committed in a home in their bedroom while a parent, at least one parent, is home. And the only voices that are being heard right now are unfortunately those who have lost a child to suicide. So we really need to be changing this from reactive to proactive. This is obviously, like I said, super important to me as I not only work with this population, but I am a school social worker. So this is directly my job to help them. From what I know with my parents from the school that I work at, a lot of the parents are very hands-off. They expect the school to do something, to be aware and to be watching, but it is really unrealistic for them to assume that we will be aware of each student's obstacles and the things that they might be going through. Even though I know every single student in my school, because it's relatively small, I still don't know what's going on at home all the time. And I still am working on relationships for them to feel comfortable, so I can't always know. And children are exposed to mental health terms and content through education and social media and just social interactions in general. And like I said, as a social worker, a lot of that is from me. And a lot of times I question whether or not I am talking to them about something that is over their head and too old for them. But I overall think that if I don't teach it to them, then someone else will. And I would rather them have information that comes from me that is factual and true and comes from somebody who wants to keep them safe and knowledgeable and is knowledgeable about this, and not just social media that could potentially be harmful. I read a peer-reviewed article on psychological well-being and parenting styles among students and how it affects their mental health. The study was conducted on 278 students who were asked to fill out a well-being inventory as well as a parenting style questionnaire. The study found that there is a strong correlation between parenting styles and psychological well-being, but overall, the study concluded that more clinical research is needed. I learned a lot from this article, even though it said that there needed to be more research. I think that it had a lot of very good points and was going for what we were wondering about. Things that I learned is that parenting styles do have an effect on mental health in children. So I think that's a good start. I did like how they had the students fill out these questionnaires and inventories, but I think that it would be a good idea to involve the parents as well and be a little bit more effective and efficient on the information that is obtained. There are a lot of other factors that play a part in psychological well-being, not just parenting styles. It's super important because it talked about kids who are living in families who don't really show love very often. That's a factor, as well as religion. And in Utah, that's really big because it is a widely known thing that we have a very large LDS community, so religion plays a huge part in that. Our stakeholders, we have Chris Stewart, who is a Republican congressman for this Utah 2nd District, as well as Kathy Davis, Utah State Board of Education suicide prevention specialist. I actually know her super well, and I know that she would be thrilled to be involved in this. So the target for change is decreasing not just suicides in children under 12, but decreasing suicidal ideation. We want to decrease the problem as much as possible and to create positive change. The community not only wants, but also needs a list of resources in their area, a list of books that they can read and videos they can watch, as well as parenting classes, which is what I'm going to be focusing on mostly, is parenting classes. I will be taking a task-centered approach because it focuses on solving problems step by step, and it's the simplest way to create a plan for other people to follow. I also like it because it works to educate and develop skills. We want the parents to develop skills that are beneficial to their child's well-being. Like I mentioned before, Kathy Davis is somebody who I think would be very involved in this and has a very wide opportunity for knowing other people who could help me and make this a really great and educational thing. The strengths that I have are the relationships, like such as the one that I have with Kathy, as well as other social workers in my network. I work at a network of schools, so there's a couple of other locations, and I work closely with those social workers and have a great relationship with them. Utah is a family-oriented area, which means I think that they would be in favor of trying to decrease this problem and include families in decreasing it. Systems theory is something that I think will be incorporating. I will be incorporating into my intervention because it looks at the problem as part of a lot of different factors. Mental health is easily influenced by many different factors, and I think that's really important to talk about. The main goal is the specific goal is to decrease suicide ideation in children under 12 by using parenting classes to work on skills to develop or to help decrease. It will be measured through surveys given to the participant upon arrival, as well as surveys given to the children to assess if their feelings of depression or suicidal ideation have decreased. Sorry, on that last slide, I did have a typo. I meant parents. It is relatively sustainable for those who continue to come to parenting classes, but part of the challenges are that the participants are clearly parents, so they are going to have like sick kids or soccer games, things that are going to kind of get in the way, which will cause a little bit of a hard time when collecting consistent data. The resources that are needed are getting access to more specialists who might be interested in developing skills and helping kind of get this underway. But the best part is that those who work in the field that we do are time-giving people, and there are often a lot of opportunities for people to do volunteer work in that area. So this is my statement for stakeholders to kind of get their support. As the current generation of parents, it is up to us to be better than our parents by providing our children with the greatest chances of success through our own education and growth. How do we do that when we are doing the same things our parents are doing? Our parents need resources and opportunities to learn new skills and unlearn bad habits. Providing our community with skill development courses will help our community for generations to come. Creating psychologically strong individuals starting right now will show immediate benefits. I am asking, please support us in building better, stronger humans. And here are my citations. And thank you so much for watching as I try and figure out how to stop recording.